All right, we're gonna rate all these guys. Worst to first, top 10. First thing though, we gotta kick somebody out because there's 11 of them. And he's not good. Well, maybe he's good at best. Iron Man. He's the first character that you kick off the team and put in someone else. Yeah, power armor. At some point in the game, you're going to bench him and you're going to put in either Ultimus or Ultron. He needs a rework. Badly. He's a legend dud. I like Tony Stark too. I like Iron Man. Fan of Iron Man. Man, they need to like either make some sort of like cool Hulkbuster ultimate where he gets the Hulkbuster armor attached to him and then he can taunt and tank or something. Like, he just needs help, man. It's just a shame that this character has the legendary tag and he's not even the most important. He's the least important character on his team, and that's just a shame. So kicking off the worst to first, coming in at the number 10 spot, we got old Nicholas Fury. You know, he's still okay. Average at best, but you have to pair him with Coulson in order for him to shine in the late game. And then even then, Coulson is not really farmable. I just recently got my 7th yellow on him, and I even bought his offer a couple times, and it's still taken me all this time to finally get Coulson to 7 yellow. Like, over 400 days played, buying his off a couple, finally got Coulson. And the other caveat is that you have to level 5 bad minions in order to unlock him. Now imagine if you want to max this character out, you have to take 5 bad minions to 7 yellow and put minimal resources into those characters so they work through the event to unlock him. Juice ain't worth the squeeze. My suggestion would actually be to skip him. Obviously, people have different rosters where they sit in the game. Maybe you luck out with some pulls on all 7 minions, and it makes sense to dump resources into them to unlock this mediocre character. But to spread out resources that would be used for 6 characters to build up the one, and then you have to pair him with someone that you can't really farm. It's just not worth it to me. So that's my suggestion. That's my perspective on Nick Fury. Coming in at number 9, we have old Star-Lord. Just look at him gyrating. Got a good taste in music, though. But yeah, might still be viable in Dark Dimension 1. Very squishy character, though. He has been power crept pretty badly at this point. There's minimal places he's good, but I think, especially in the early to mid game, putting him on a Technerva team, if you're able to get Vision, Groot, Rocket, and Minerva, that is still a good team on war defense. Still, a lot of people in the highest end of the game use Technerva. It's a hybrid team that you use on defense. I suppose you can use it on offense too, but most people use it on defense because sometimes it gets a win. Sort of skippable, but like all of these characters probably a node or two in the game where there'll be like a guardian requirement. Even then, I would wait till you get to that point in the game and then only dump in appropriate resources to get through said nodes and move on. Right now, not worth going hard on. I apologize for saying hard on if you're offended. And yeah, I would sort of pass on him, but I think he deserves minimal resources. Still usable, just not worth going real hard on. Coming in at number 8, we have Invisible Woman. She's actually good. Fantastic Four is still a good team. They're versatile. Kind of a Swiss Army knife, depending on if you have She-Hulk or Namor. And the best character in the game has synergies with Fantastic Four. Never know. Her stock could go up. If old Doctor Doom and Fantastic Four turn into some sort of meta crazy team with him being slotted in, I don't know. She's still good though. And Fantastic Four is still good. And yeah, I'd say still get her. Very deserving of the number 8 spot. However, I would take her to this point that I have her. 4 ISO, level 4 ISO. I have her passive T forward, tier 12. Just, it's safe. It's a safe spot. She functions, but I don't think, I think with the introduction of Jubilee, she just got nudged out of even taking into Dark Dimension 4. She's kind of the odd man out at that point, given the importance of the other legendary characters. This is as good as I feel you should take her in the current state of the game. Coming in at number 7, we have the Master of Magnetism. I don't know why they call him Magneto. Master of Magnetism. Shouldn't it be Magneto? I don't understand how they came up with that pronunciation for his name. Anyway, still, good character. If you are fighting against him, it changes everything about the match. You have to worry about cleansing his blind, or the other team gets a full round of hitting you, which is no fun. He still is part of a team that you do not need to take out very far to function and become a considerably good offensive option in war. They literally counter, depending on the power level you have them at, they can literally counter most things in the game in war. They're really that good. Magneto, still an all-star, still a good character. Get him. I see him being useful for still quite some time. Power crept a little bit though. Just a little bit. His long cooldowns are kind of a pain too, but still good character, and you should get him if you can. He's very useful in the end game. At number 6, we have old Shuri, Black Panther's sissy. Her stock went up. She was kind of slipping away to like these. It's only been used in war on like hybrid teams, and even then, some would argue she doesn't really belong on Mercs. Some say that's gimping Mercs, and you shouldn't put Shuri there. Everything always has felt a little gray with Shuri. Like, you know, she's really good, great kit, but like she's still like got her foot out the door to and being potentially put on the bench. You know, just a weird thing with Shuri. But with the new Greek raids, the difficulty sliders there, her stock has gone up. You should invest in Shuri. Get her. She's worth it. You're gonna need her. Plus, she is part of the most important event in the game, which is Chaos Theory. So, no downside to getting Shuri, building her up. I personally have not put any T4s on her. This is as comfortable as I have been for resource management to take her. Some may say there might be a T4 in there, maybe. This is where I'm good with taking her. None of her T4s are crazy exceptional, but especially because she's still going to find her way on hybrid teams. No one really uses Wakandans for a whole lot anymore. Wakandan's big disappointment, Shuri, gold. Get her. Coming in at number 5 is Doc Ock. Kind of weird because actually in the power scale of things, I think he deserves to be even further up. This is when the difference between characters being like good legendary characters and amazing legendary characters happens. This transition here right in the middle at number 5, Doc Ock is awesome. Lots of reasons why Doc Ock is awesome. Standalone all by himself, he is just awesome in all kinds of places. The only thing about Doc Ock is that he's kind of optional for stuff. He's one of the best options to have in the game. Useful for so many reasons. Go super hard on him. Take him as far as you can take him. He's amazing. However, he's just a great option. Not absolutely necessary for a bunch of stuff, but if you have him, you really appreciate it, that's for sure. He can take on entire teams by himself in war. You can literally use Sinister Six to counter almost everything on war offense. He's great in arena. He's great in probably every game mode. He's just amazing. He's one of the best characters in the game. Totally deserving of this spot. However, you don't absolutely have to have him for anything. So that's the only reason that he's even in the number 5 spot. He could be a top 2 or 3 character in the game, to be honest, as far as how good he is. But the fact that you don't absolutely have to have him for anything, that's the only reason why his stock is a little bit lower on the scale. Doc Ock, though, if you can get him, and then take him as far as you can. Full send from half send. Coming in at number 4, she's fallen from grace some. Phoenix. Still awesome, but man, the power creep is becoming noticeable now. She doesn't necessarily strike fear in the hearts of men like she used to. She, yeah, X-Men, especially with the introduction of the astonishing X-Men and taking Beast off that team, their X-Men stock has dropped some. They've at one point she was the pivotal part of being the best team in the game, and now I'm not sure if I had to rate X-Men right now, 10 being Black Order level of awesomeness, best team ever. I think some people would say X-Men are as low as a 6 on a 1 to 10 scale. She's still incredibly useful. You need her for stuff. She used to be known as the MVP of Dark Dimension 3, which is the hardest game mode in the game, even over Dark Dimension 4. However, with the introduction of Ghost, some of her stock has plummeted, and some people say that you don't need her for DD3 any longer. I think I'd still take her though. You know what I mean? I'll take her. She's still great. If you get her, you should still dump all your resources into her. But man, if you're an early game player, I would just keep an eye on trends with her. I really think that she's going to be a good character for a while still, but I'm a little worried about her. The way ISOs affect her when she turns to Dark Phoenix, they don't really help her. Just take that for what it's worth. Still an awesome character. Still need her for stuff, but her stock has plummeted some, and it's noticeable at this point, and that's a bummer. Because some people, getting her was a really big deal. Still a great character. You have to level 2 good characters to get her, and then some junky ones also. There's 3 bad characters you'll have to level in order to get her, and that's a bummer because she unlocks at 6 stars, so you have to get all those characters at least to 6, which is a lot of resources to dump into this character to unlock her. So take that for what you will. Still a good character, still get her. She's awesome, but be leery of the power creep. Coming in at number 3, Black Bolt. He's a little slow. That's probably the worst thing about him. But I tell you what, his passive, if you're used to using Black Bolt a lot, and when a character drops down into the red, and you don't have Black Bolt, and you don't get that burp to knock him off the battlefield, or at least hit him that one extra time, or in some cases, still, even passively, a ton of damage, you kind of miss him a lot. Still, one of the very best offensive weapons in the game. I think the only person that is new to the game that could probably challenge him offensively would probably be Longshot, I think. If you've got any other characters you can think of that could challenge him offensively, leave it down in the comments. But off the hip, Longshot, it's like a Mack truck, and I've actually put up some pretty wild numbers with Longshot as well. The other caveat though with Ebony with Black Bolt is he does unlock. He's part of the unlock for Ebony Maw, and that's a big deal. So that's the reason why his stock is a little bit higher, because he is part of the Ebony Maw unlock. You should get Black Bolt, and you should dump every single resource you have into him, because he is still awesome, but has been power crept a little bit. There is one point I think you could debate between he and number 4 on the number 1 spot. So that's about as much as he's been power crept of late, is that he's dropped a spot or 2. Characters are getting faster and faster, more turn meter, and speed is king in a lot of these games like this. But Black Bolt, still pretty awesome. I would say go foot to the floor on Black Bolt, dump all your resources into him. He's still an incredible character, but it's going to be interesting as the game trends in the direction it's going in, how much speed will start to play a factor in some of these games with, or not some of this particular game, with getting extra turns, turn meter, controlling. There's been some game modes you're able to completely lock down Black Bolt and kill him before he even gets to take a turn. So just keep that in mind as the game continues to evolve. Turn meter has become more and more the thing you have to think about in the game. But Black Bolt's still awesome. Coming in at number 2, Jubilee. And the reason why Jubilee is that she makes up the best raid team ever. And let's be fair, we raid every day. That means that she is incredibly important. And the beauty of X-Men, as they're dubbed, Astonishing X-Men, is that you don't even need to take them up super far in order for them to function properly and kick all of the ass in raids. She is the pivotal part of them functioning. If she dies, it throws everything off. She is super important. Most of her kit, though, is geared towards other Astonishing X-Men. But I'm interested as the game evolves to see if she could be part of some sort of hybrid team where you like pair her and Beast, or her, Beast, and Bishop. I do feel like Iceman and Kitty Pryde are the weakest links on that team, so some people run Dad Bros in with them, swapping out those 2 positions, and they've had some pretty interesting success with that. But the fact that she is part of the best raid team in the game, and you raid every single day, and you don't have to build her up super far in order for them to function, makes her a big deal. Just the fact that she is that useful makes her a big deal. I'm interested to see how she evolves as the game evolves, though, because her kit she doesn't have a ton of synergies outside of her team, which is sort of unusual for a legendary character, because most of them are known for functioning super well in hybrid teams. If you were to take Black Bolt, for instance, he can be paired with even characters like our number 10 Nick Fury, and put on what's the Inhuman Shield team on defense. And a lot of times, if they're built high enough, you have to use Black Order in order to take them out. So she doesn't really have that function where she shines outside of her team yet. Not that I know of, anyway. But we have a lot of smart players in this game. Who knows? There could be some wild synergy she has at some point in the game where she's part of some new hybrid meta. But in the meantime, she's probably good in Arena if you're in the early game, but because of Black Order being able to go a couple times in the beginning of a match, not uncommon for her to get killed, even built up to this level, before she even gets to take a turn. So keep that in mind as well. Not very viable currently in Arena in the late game. So other than that, Jubes is cool. It works well in raids, so get her and go hard on her. Sorry. Coming in at number 1 is Ebony Maw. He is right along Thanos for being incredibly important on the very best team in the game. There's all kinds of reasons that you want Ebony Maw. Ebony Maw is just a straight up G. He is a pivotal part of a ton of game modes that you can use him in. He's good everywhere. That's really the long and short of it. He is a legendary on the very best team in the game. That's almost all you need to know. But every single game mode in the game, you could probably find a place to put him on a team. He's awesome, very deserving of the number 1 spot. I don't even really think it's an argument. Just Ebony Maw. He's the bee's knees. So yeah, that concludes our top 10 from worst to first legendary characters. And we've listed some here that you don't go in on, and then others that you go all the way in on. And Ebony Maw is the cat's meow. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.